Hello! Video of the day. What's happening now that we're going into our third week of being quarantined? Not what you'd expect in some areas, and some seem pretty reasonable. First, I'll run through three behavioral things. You can go to my blog, Agresti.com, and I'm writing articles every week on what's going on with the coronavirus and what quarantine is doing to people. What I'm saying is not what you'd expect. You'd think that people would be drinking and drugging in excess. I'm really not seeing that. I'm not sure why. I don't know if they can't get it or not being able to be around large groups of people. It's not encouraging people, but I'm really not seeing the binge drinking or drug use that you would think. So I'm talking to a lot of people and I'm just not seeing that. I'm not sure why. What I am saying is people breaking their exercise routines and getting depressed and feeling just blah. So everyone seems to have their routine was broken. You need a new routine because we're in this for another 4 to 6 weeks easy. So the exercise is a problem. Those routines are breaking, and I think people break their exercise routine. They definitely don't feel as well, and they're predisposed to more depression and anxiety. What else I'm seeing is change in diet. People are eating not well. I don't know if work or school gets them into a routine where they were eating better. Now it seems they seem to be picking on high fat, high sodium, high salt, fat, and sugar. And they're taking more calories and they're doing less exercise, so it's a problem. So that's pretty much the pandemic diet, exercise routine. Now, what am I seeing? Areas of problems, big problems. Since March 16th, the rate of depression seems to be going way up. People are more isolated. They're stressed about finances, the future. They're homeschooling their kids. Kids are home from college. They're cut off from friends. Families are being cut off. You don't want to be around elderly parents. So the rate of depression is definitely getting worse. People aren't sleeping well, they're getting depressed, they're not doing anything. I am noticing people are not showering as much or bathing, or they're staying in the same clothes. I'm doing these FaceTimes, and people who normally look well, men and women who normally have their hair done and they're dressed in clothes, just seem to be neglecting themselves and just not taking care of anything. So I'm definitely seeing the rates of depression up. And clearly, I'm seeing the rates of anxiety are going through the roof. People are worried about things. They're worried about catching the coronavirus and dying, one, or they're worried about their family members who are older getting corona. Anyone with a health issue is very stressed. People are worried about their finances, bar one. That's a major issue. And the news has been, what's the adjective here? I will use catastrophic, horrible, beyond belief bad. It's almost like we've all entered into a movie and the movie won't end. I mean, I watched that movie Contagion and it seems like we're going through it. It's like a sci-fi movie gone bad on steroids. So anxiety, panic attacks are getting worse. That's clearly what's going on. Also the stress. People with mental illness who are predisposed to psychosis, bipolar disorder, mania, and depression, that's getting bad. I'm having people have psychotic breaks, and people with bipolar disorder are cycling either into depression or mania. Clearly, that's, I think, much higher. And things began March 16th. I literally, from that day forward, I'd be like, what's going on? Also, what I'm seeing, domestic violence. Domestic violence, it seems that couples that weren't getting along now, things have gotten, families seem to be at each other's, they become adversarial, conflictual, heated, agitation, violence. That's definitely on the increase. And then people don't seem to be able to sleep. I'm getting these calls. No one seems to be able to sleep. So those are some of the changes, but I also see some good changes, which really I've never seen an apocalypse or whatever we're going through, a pandemic like this before. believe it or not, people with obsessive compulsive disorder seem to be doing better. They're sort of in their home and everything is in control in their home, or they can sort of deal with it. So they're not worried about the germs of corona. They're able to manage things, the obsessions, the compulsions, the catastrophic fears, fears of contamination, fears of symmetry, counting, hand washing. It seems to be calmed down, less. Social phobia seems to be better. People are not going out, and sorry about that, I got plugged there. People are not going out as much, and so the fear of being judged harshly by others. So social phobia seems to be better because they're not interacting with a lot of people, and the only way, by definition, to have social phobia is when you're around people. So that's better. Another thing, a lot of acting out kids, my practice is mostly younger people. I've written a lot of articles on this on my blog, Agresti.com, and just go to the blog. But it seems a lot of parent-child conflicts have stopped. It's like a magical wand has been waved, and all these children that were fighting with their parents, it appears to have stopped. My guess is the parents are home. They're spending more time. They're not distracted as much by work or other activities of going out. So they're spending time with these kids, and it's like a magical cure. The acting out kids have really toned it down. They're really doing well. So that's a bright spot here. And another thing I'm finding, a lot of kids that were experiencing a lot of stress with friendships and school and not being part of the good group or being bullied, it stopped. So the high school kids are all home. They're in a safe environment. They're really doing well. I'm surprised about how well they're doing. It makes an argument for homeschooling for these kids because they really, I'm seeing incredible recoveries. I thought, oh, this will be terrible. But I'm speaking to these young girls and boys from high school that are absolutely miserable. They're home. They're doing much better. I think the stressors of being around the other kids, being bullied, being ostracized, not getting the special attention with schoolwork, they're home. Their parents are helping them. They're getting online schooling. They're doing much better. They're more focused. They're not being stressed. It's much better. And the college kids that are home, surprisingly doing incredibly better. They all seem, the college kids, I'll give them credit, which is half my practice. They're home. They're doing online school. It seems no big deal to this generation. They don't seem as stressed. They're in their family home, so the laundry and the food is taken care of, and they're exercising. They're socializing over the internet. They're online school. They seem to be doing really well. So there are lessons to be learned from this. No one has any clue what the impact will be in quarantining or making virtually a population of people stay home. But there are some pluses here. And our structured work and school environment where we go maybe not so good. A lot of workers working from home seem to be getting the productivity, they're getting the job done. They seem so much less stressed and happier. I'm not having these strange phone calls like you would think. People are doing pretty well with this at-home and work and at-home school. So there's a bright side to this and in terms of the psychological impact. But vulnerable members of our society are being very stressed. People prone to bipolar, psychosis, depression, anxiety, they really are taking a big hit here. So I think we all need to be understanding with that. So once again, the full article from this video and other issues with mental health are on my blog at Agresti.com. Thank you.